great conversation with my friend Beth, and Beth suggested having a logo for different places wherever I am. So I thought that was a great idea, by the way. Hey everyone, and how are you doing? I guess I should start saying this is the Chewy and Sundance show. What do you think? Mr. Chewy with his tongue out, and of course, we've got Mr. Sundance and just a little of his tongue out. So it's a lovely Sunday, beautiful out, thank goodness. And it's, in the 50s, almost 60s, which is fantastic for me. Don't have to pay for electricity. Well, still paying for electricity, just not for the amount of heat and not having to use my propane. Which, by the way, reminds me to talk about something about propane and a regulator. I'll get to that a little bit later. This morning I'm sitting here at my computer working on an updated logo. You've seen the one that was on last week's. I had a great conversation with my friend Beth, and Beth suggested having a logo for different places wherever I am. So I thought that was a great idea, by the way. Thank you, Beth. I know you know that. Anyway, so I know when I leave here, my goal is to go down to Texas and then go across, make it to Arizona, and then I will eventually go up the California coast. So I did work on updating the logo. So I have 3 so far. So here's the first logo I did. I think you guys seen this one before. It was in the last video. This is the first one having to do with basically where I live, where I want to go back to, the Pacific Northwest, with mountains and trees and such. The other one I worked on, which you haven't seen yet, and it'll be in this one coming up, for Kansas City. So it's got the Kansas City skyline. Basically everything else is the same. I was thinking about maybe animating the RV, like having it small and bing, coming up big into the screen. So you'll have to let me know what you think of that. And the one that I just finished, there we go, is the desert. So I was talking about my friend Beth. Gosh, don't talk about her often, do I? Anyway, we had met up for dinner last week. It was great seeing her and having dinner, of course. She got me this really cool gift. First part I want to show you is the gift wrap. I love this. How fun is that? It's really cute. Camping, of course. So I thought it was pretty sweet. I wouldn't mind it being a little bit bigger piece. Well, or should I say untouched, unfolded. I think it'd be kind of nice to maybe frame it. I could just do a little frame. I don't know. So the gift itself, though, sorry, this paper's in the way, is this really cool magazine called Rova. It's a magazine for epic road trips. You know, whether you're in a RV, or you can kind of see on that one, it's a camper on the back of a truck. But it's got some great stories. I've read quite a bit of it so far. Some nice photos. So I'm thinking I might have to see about finding this again. Of course, I don't want to get a subscription to it unless it was a digital one, because kind of hard to have a subscription if you don't have a permanent location. With that, it also had a cute little tag that she did. Let me show you the tag. So there's the tag. Fun little tag. And it has on the ribbon of the tag, there we go, together, there you are, journey, and the last one, adventure. So fun little tag. And I don't know if you guys saw this little gift that I got from someone. I thought that was kind of nice, so I just hung it up with her. Same color scheme. So there we go. So I thought it was kind of nice, and it fit right there. So I'm going to take you outside. By the way, no snow for right now. It warmed up and it's beautiful out. Sorry, I always have to show off the dogs, right? Whoa, hi Chewy. So we're gonna go outside. So let's take you outside and have a little visit. So first thing outside is I want to talk to you about the propane. I had a couple of times that I thought I was out of propane, which was crazy. So one of the things I realized I had to do is I had to get this. This is a little gauge to let you know how full your propane tank is. Believe me, I had no heat. I had no, well, except for electric heat. I had no gas heat. I had no hot water. That's happened to me twice now. And this last time I thought, okay, great, I'm out of propane. So freezing cold, below zero. I take this, unhook all of it, take it over to the not Home Depot, it's where I wanted to go, to U-Haul, and it literally was 2 gallons. This is a 9-gallon tank. It holds 9 gallons of propane. It's called a 40-pounder, so it holds 9 gallons. I only needed 2 gallons, so it was fine. I couldn't figure it out. So I kept watching it, brought it back, hooked it up. I had some hot water and stuff. And then I have this little gauge, you can kind of see the gauge. And sadly, with moisture, it builds up inside there. But notice where the gauge is right now, it's in the green. When I took it to get propane, it was in the red. Yeah, I literally thought I had no propane left. So there's a couple of things that I realized. Number one is I needed that gauge. And everyone should probably have a gauge when they have a propane tank, an external propane tank. There is one on the internal, but I'm out of it, and I would have to unhook everything to be able to get more propane on the internal tank. Obviously, I have the external, which is easier to refill, especially when it's freezing cold and I'm all insulated. So I learned you have to have that gauge, which is really, really helpful. Here's the thing, though. When it gets below zero, the propane liquid itself gums up and is unable to create the fuel, the gas, I should say, the gas that goes to the lines that feeds my hot water tank and feeds, everything else that I need, especially my hot water, because that's really what I wanted. It really sucks when you get up in the morning and you have to fill a bowl of ice cold water, put it in the microwave, and use that to bathe or anything. It wasn't fun. So that was number one. I found out is if it gets below zero, which it did multiple times, and it stayed that way. Now, the interesting part I found out was during the day, if the sun hit it, so, the sun's coming up in the morning and middle of the afternoon, the sun's been on it for quite some bit, I have hot water, and I have heat coming out. In fact, I wouldn't even known that except heat came out of my furnace, okay? That's how I found out. Anytime that the propane gets low enough and I'm unable to get hot water, I actually have to relight the hot water tank. Sorry about that. It's like trying to think and talk, and I could edit it all out, but it's just me, so whatever. So let me kind of show you something. So this is how I get to the hot water tank. This is how you switch the pilot light, to on, and this is how I set the temperature for it. Now, I ended up moving up to middle between medium and high, only because I really thought that was part of the issue, and to discover, obviously, it wasn't. This is what allows the propane to come through the lines. And I don't know if I'll be able to get this or not in there, but yeah, you're not going to be able to see this, but that's where I have to light it, is it down deep inside there. So it's really not fun. Okay, the third thing, just want to let you know, is I took down the Christmas lights. So the third thing, I found these little bulbs at Big Lots. They were on sale. I got 20% off. So of course it's like, yeah, I'll do it. I wanted to take down the Christmas lights. I've had suggestions, again, from my friend Beth, to say, hey, you should probably take down the Christmas lights. But I still wanted the lights because I really like that look. I like the look when I'm coming home. It's kind of lit up a little bit. The nice thing about this, they're LED and they're solar powered. So I put them up today. I have these little clips that I used, and I can't tell. I mean, they're not on right now. I was gonna say I can't tell if they're on. It's only because the sun is shining and glaring on the bulb, so it looks like there might be a little light in there. There isn't. But I'm hoping that I'm getting enough sun that they'll come on tonight. And if they come on tonight, I will take a picture and I'll show you. Okay, so here we go. The sun is going down and the lights are coming on. They're a little dim right now because it's still too bright, but when it gets darker, they'll really glow. And I bundled these, or a few of them I should say, not these. I bundled a few of them up. Oh, that's funny. There's a truck driving back there in that land. Anyway, so I bundled 3 of these up in little groups. Let's see if you can kind of see it. This one's right in the middle. So I did at the ends and then in the middle. And of course it's a lovely evening. Beautiful outside still. Gosh, I wish it would stay like this. And it's only January. We still have February to go. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful evening. And I'm looking forward for it to get darker so I can see what this looks like. Yay! Okay, you guys take care and have a great week. Bye.